It is such a relief, and it's just long overdue for a president to actually come down hard on Venezuela and its leader, Nicolas Maduro. What do you make, first of all, of what Trump has done so far regarding trying to stop this narco trafficking crisis that we've seen now for decades, and nobody's ever done anything about it until now?
Yeah, I mean, for historical context, I mean, we've been fighting this war against the narco cartels that span more than any one country. It's bigger than Venezuela since the late 80s. But really, only in the last 6 months or so, by ratcheting up the pressure and actually attacking these drug smuggling boats and actually interdicting the illicit trade that's coming out of Venezuela, has President Trump, for the first time in recent memory, actually gone to the heart of the issue. And that's the business model, the money-making capacity of these illegal, illicit cartels that rely on regimes like Maduro's to provide them a protection racket to operate and move their poison into the United States, kill Americans. And it's also become a springboard for the Chinese, the Russians, and of course, terrorist groups like the IRGC out of Iran and Hezbollah as well. Well, that's sort of a partisan hyperbole, really does not consider Americans' best interest, and certainly not our physical security of American citizens on the streets here in the United States. It's purely for political posturing, and it needs to stop. This is an issue of national security. It's an issue of physical security of far too many Americans and families that have been hurt and damaged by the narcotics trafficking. But it's also one of grave national security issue. Congressman Adam Smith, his comments, I think, were off base, missing the mark. For far too long, the United States government has ignored the national security threat brewing south of our border. The Chinese have the largest embassy that does more than just stamp visas in Bahamas, and they have a listening base in Cuba. And the Russians have been training up other countries beyond Venezuela in advanced weapons. This is not something that we should have allowed to occur with at least somewhat of a diplomatic and a much more forceful response years ago. So it's unfortunate that it has to be this aggressive. But this is a result of decades of neglect, and it's good to see President Trump taking the fight to our enemies and basically allowing the people in the region of Latin America to have their voice again. Yeah. Nothing good has happened in Venezuela since Hugo Chavez. Oh, yes, no, the noose is tightening, and Maduro is not the primary target. It's the narco cartels. Yep. And then I guess a third target is to get the Chinese, the Russians, the Iranians out of our hemisphere, who have no goodwill for us by their presence here in the region. So going after the drug boats, step one, that is actually starting to hurt the bottom line of the cartels that provide the money and the resources that allow Maduro to stay in power. The second is going after the illicit petroleum industry. Now, this is bigger than Venezuela. It's actually a global issue. And I'd be looking around to see where else you see these dark fleet tankers getting seized and taken. There was one in the Indian Ocean a couple weeks ago that was delivering from China sanctioned missile parts as Iran tries to rebuild its missile inventory. But this tanker, there's another tanker right now that's got my attention. That's Bella One, that has tight connections to China, that has basically been let go, at least for now, without any Venezuelan oil on board. But that oil is 70% or more of the GDP of Venezuelans' government and their economy.
Welcome back, guys. Wow, this is some intense footage. I mean, just look at that. A US military plane taking out a drug boat in what looks like total combat mode. Honestly, this is wild. You don't get to see things like this every day. So this video is all about the US strategy under former President Trump to fight narco trafficking coming out of Venezuela. And it's not just about stopping drugs in general, it's really focused on taking on the Maduro regime and the cartels that are operating there. At first, you might think, why so aggressive? But when you look at it closely, it makes sense. Retired US Navy Captain Brent Sadler explains that the strategy is really about increasing pressure on these drug networks. He talks about directly interdicting these boats. That means they don't just wait and hope these drugs don't reach America. They go out there and stop the shipments before they even get close. And honestly, that's smart. If you can cut the supply at the source, it's way more effective than just arresting people once the drugs are already on the streets. Sadler makes it very clear that this isn't just about drugs, though he emphasizes that it's a national security issue. That really hits hard when you think about it. We are not just talking about illegal substances, we are talking about fentanyl, which is extremely dangerous, and the influence of countries like China, Russia, Iran and even groups like Hezbollah in the region. That's a lot of serious players involved, and it shows that this is more than just law enforcement. It's a strategic national security mission. He also explains the next step in his approach. First, it's about going after the narco cartels directly. That means seizing their drug boards and basically shutting down the way they make money. If you can destroy their operations at sea, it really hits their cash flow. And without money, these organizations cannot function. It's that simple. The second part of the strategy is fascinating too. Sadler talks about targeting Venezuela's illicit petroleum industry. This means seizing the so called dark fleet tankers that are carrying illegal oil. Now, this is huge because Venezuela's economy is heavily dependent on this. It's a significant portion of their GDP. And here's the kicker, this isn't just affecting Venezuela, it also impacts the finances of Russia and China, who are involved in the oil trade. So, by seizing these tankers, the US is not only hitting the cartels but also putting pressure on foreign advisories. It's a multi layered approach, and honestly, it's strategic in a big picture scene. Sadler points out that decades of neglect in the region lead to the situation we see now. I mean, when you think about it, it makes sense. If you don't address these issues for years, they don't just disappear, they grow, they expand, and they start affecting more than just local communities. They start threatening international security. That's why this current aggressive approach is being taken. It's not about being reckless, it's about responding to a situation that has been allowed to grow unchecked for far long time. And again, the key idea here is protecting American citizens and national security. When you consider the flow of fentanyl and the involvement of foreign advisories, you can see why this strategy is so critical. It's not just about stopping drugs, it's about keeping drugs substances out of the country, disrupting organized crime, and countering foreign influence in the region. Watching this footage really drives home how serious this is. I mean, you see these planes, you see these operations, and you realize this is high stakes work. It's not just a simulation, this is real action in real time with real consequences. And it also shows the lengths the US is willing to go to protect its citizens. I think it's also worth nothing the precious involved here. This isn't random bombing or reckless attacks. These operations are targeted. They focus on specific boats, specific shipments, and specific operations. That's important because it means the US is being careful and strategic, not just aggressive. The goal is to disrupt the cartels, not to cause unnecessary destruction. And beyond just the military aspect, there's a clear economic impact. By seizing boats and tankers, they are cutting off a major source of revenue for those criminal networks. And again, this goes beyond Venezuela. It affects the money flowing to countries like Russia and China. That's huge when you consider the global context. This is not just a local or regional issue, it's international. One thing that really stands out to me is how Sadler frames this as a part of border strategy. It's not just about one action or one operation. It's about a coordinated approach to weaken the cartels, stop illegal trade, and reduce the influence of foreign advisories. It's a multi-step plan that shows a lot of foresight and strategic thinking. And honestly, watching it makes you appreciate the scale of the problem and the complexity of the solution. This isn't something that can be solved overnight. It requires careful planning, precise accusation, and ongoing monitoring. And it also requires understanding the bigger picture, how drugs, money, and foreign influence all connect. It's also interesting to see how technology plays a role here. These operations rely on advanced military equipment, intelligence gathering, and precise targeting. That's a reminder of how modern military operations have evolved. It's not just boats on the ground anymore. It's a combination of intelligence, technology, and strategic acquisition. In the end, what this all comes down to is the goal of protecting people and national security. That's the main takeaway. Whether it's stopping fentanyl from entering the US, disrupting cartels, or countering foreign advisories, the mission is clear. And seeing it in action, seeing these planes take out drug boats is a reminder of the serious measures being taken. This approach also highlights the importance of being proactive. Instead of reacting after drugs hits the streets, this strategy goes straight to the source. It's about preventing problems before they happen, which is always more effective than just dealing with the aftermath. And one final thought, I think it's important to recognize the human element here too. These operations involve real people taking serious risks to carry out these missions. It's dangerous work, and the fact that it's being done so precisely and strategically is impressive. So, all in one, this footage and Sadler's explanation really give a clear picture of how the US is tackling narco trafficking in Venezuela. It's aggressive, yes, but it's also strategic and focused on national security. It's about disrupting the financial networks of criminal organizations, countering foreign influence, and ultimately protecting American citizens. And honestly, watching it, you can see why this approach is necessary after years of neglect. This was some incredible insight and footage. It really makes you appreciate the complexity and seriousness of national security issues and the lengths the US is going to protect its interests. It's intense, it's strategic, and it's very much real world action. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel.